What if I told you that one hidden risk could wipe out over $100 billion from Amazon's empire? Overnight. And it's not AI, not inflation, not even competition. It's something far more dangerous, hiding inside AWS itself. Welcome back to Money Move IQ, where we break down the biggest money moves shaping your financial future. Today, we're diving deep into Amazon Web Services, AWS, the money engine behind Amazon's trillion-dollar empire, and the silent threat that could derail everything. So grab your coffee, hit that like, and let's uncover the $100 billion AWS risk no one saw coming. Most people think of Amazon as an e-commerce giant, shipping packages and running Prime Video. But here's the truth. AWS is Amazon's real gold mine. AWS contributes over 70% of Amazon's total operating profit. It powers Netflix, Disney+, Zoom, even the CIA. Without AWS, half the modern internet would go dark, but with that power comes a dangerous dependency. Amazon's empire sits on one giant foundation, and if that foundation cracks, everything above it could fall. Let's talk about the real problem, centralization. AWS dominates over 30% of the global cloud market. That's incredible, but it also means the entire digital economy depends on one provider. If AWS goes down, banking apps, healthcare systems, stock trading platforms, all could go offline. And this isn't hypothetical. In December 2021, a single AWS outage took down Netflix, Slack, and parts of Amazon itself. Billions were lost in just hours. Now, imagine a massive cyber attack or a geopolitical data restriction. We're talking about a $100 billion domino effect across the global economy. AWS stores unimaginable amounts of data, government files, private corporate systems, personal information. That makes it one of the biggest digital targets on Earth. Hackers don't need to attack 100 companies anymore, just one, AWS. And with rising AI-driven cyber threats, one breach could trigger a chain reaction. Even the US government depends on AWS. That's why cybersecurity analysts now call AWS the new Fort Knox. But even Fort Knox isn't impenetrable. The risk isn't just downtime, it's trust. If clients lose faith in AWS's security, billions in contracts could evaporate overnight. Governments are waking up to the danger of cloud monopolies. In the US, Europe, and even Asia, regulators are demanding cloud sovereignty, meaning countries want local control over their data. If these laws expand, Amazon could be forced to break up or regionalize AWS, costing billions. New regulations in the EU Data Act and Digital Markets Act already hint at this future. AWS might need to build separate infrastructure for each region, massively expensive and logistically impossible to maintain long-term. Ironically, the same AI revolution that AWS powers could also threaten it. Companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, and Mistral are creating smaller, decentralized AI models that can run locally, without the cloud. If businesses no longer need giant data centers to process intelligence, AWS's dominance could fade faster than anyone expects. We saw this before with mainframes. One technology made another obsolete almost overnight. The question isn't, will AWS fail? It's, can AWS evolve before disruption hits? Now let's talk numbers. Analysts estimate that if AWS faced a major outage or cyber incident or regulatory separation, it could instantly erase $100 to $120 billion in Amazon's market cap. That's more than the entire value of IBM or Goldman Sachs. Investors would panic, institutional clients could flee, and the trust that built Amazon's cloud would be shattered. That's why understanding AWS's hidden risk isn't fear-mongering, it's financial awareness. Here's what smart investors are doing right now. They're watching AWS diversification, cybersecurity partnerships, and AI infrastructure investments closely. Amazon's recent $10 billion investment in Project Kuiper, satellite internet, and AI chip design isn't random, it's a strategic hedge. They're preparing for a world where cloud profits might shrink. If you're an investor, this is where you pay attention. Follow AWS earnings as a separate segment. Track partnerships with governments and AI startups. Look for Amazon's next infrastructure pivot. Because every crisis creates the next opportunity. AWS's story is a mirror for all investors. Even the biggest empires carry hidden vulnerabilities. The lesson? Never assume growth is invincible. Technology evolves, regulation shifts, power moves faster than comfort. But if you stay educated, adaptable and informed, like you are right now, you'll always be one move ahead. That's the mindset of Money Move IQ. Don't follow the crowd, read the system. AWS might face massive risks, but also massive opportunities. The next decade will decide whether Amazon remains untouchable or becomes another cautionary tale of over-centralization. So, if you want to stay ahead of the next trillion-dollar shift, hit subscribe, drop a comment with your thoughts on AWS's future, and keep building your investing IQ with us here on Money Move IQ, because the smartest move is always your next one. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy.